Yeah, and all I did was just kind of define the bottom and top of that range. So going back to the earlier part of this lesson where I said, I think what you did to start by marking those dailies is a great start, but we have to further define the range and push through this move further to see, okay, what makes sense where I can limit risk, which is increasing accuracy. Just going back to, we increase leverage to see better accuracy. Yeah. This allows me to say, okay, if I would have 100x'd at 72.65, what would my profits be so far, right? Because this is clearly a highly profitable trade. And I would see this and I would say, okay, we're laddering here, laddering here, we're laddering here. I'm kind of worried. I would draw this trend here and I would be out of this trade as soon as this trend breaks and I would take my profits. So what you can do for me here is you can...
Well, I might just get out of this trade.
Yeah, I would just be out right there for me. That personally, but you don't have enough profit. So you got to make that decision here. So it's up to you. If you want to get out of the trade now, you can. Completely up to you. I don't want to influence your trade because I would be exiting this in profits already because I would see this but
here's here.
Like it could possibly go to the yellow line or it could possibly stop here and ladder. And I would assess that again for the next trade. Because as long as it goes from here and ladders down, right? I would probably be getting out of this trade. But again, I don't want to influence you. But
no, but you see, here's the thing. I want out because I can't focus on what you're saying and this. So I'll just take myself out of it.
I mean,
now we can go to school.
Yeah, whether I'm right or wrong here is, not really what we're talking about.
I don't care. I haven't lost money here, and I say, I'll go in for this trade, but I want to get out because what you've shown me in the last hour is even much more than I actually was doing all week.
See, and then here it's simply just going to try to hold this to break this, right? Like it's simply going to try to hold that to break that. That's what's happening in this move right now. And if it does hold this level, it's going to start to break up. So like you could look for better entry either on the yellow line at 72.76 and front run that a bit, or you could even try to take this level back here and say like, okay, this will ladder it down. So like 72.58 or something like that will technically ladder it down. So I would just analyze this as the move is happening. But right now we could potentially start breaking up again. Because
your understanding of this is so acute, compared to mine. It's amazing just listening to you.
Thanks, man. I try. I've spent my life for this, so
I'm pretty pleased with what my capability so far. But when I just start listening to you, I says, there's so much more to be done here. You just have to get better.
And the great thing about this is we have the defining moments of this move. So like we've already taken profits in our short from 72.63. So we'd already be up 50% in this one trade. And if we break this trend, we can enter a new trade, right? Like if we actually lose this move here. So you see what I'm looking at, I'm going to clear it. If we actually lose this part of the move right here, we could just enter a new short and we've already locked up 50% profits. So now like there's not really a lot of risk here.
You have a nice start to your day done.
We're going to see how this goes. But this is really the thing that I always try to communicate to you guys, like these best entry spots. This is great because literally you exited at 72.16. Anything above that, you could re-enter and you were correct. So if you do think it's going to short, you can re-enter and you're correct, right? So, really what we're looking for here is to create some kind of ladder off of this. So you would expect one of these levels to be tested again and to hold so that you can say, okay, you hit the hold level and now you're starting a ladder down. So now you actually, if this was the point you hit, then you would technically have a basis to this whole move because then you could just say, oh, we have a trend right here that needs to break. And it's as simple as that because then once that trend breaks, by laddering down, it creates the trend here. So that's perfect because you can go after one of these levels, get a new round of shorts, and then you just create the ladder. And then you can exit your short whenever this breaks because that's the moment.
You don't buy that as an entry there.
Which one?
I'm just after marking it in blue.
No, I wouldn't. You could even see it go after something like this level here to hold the move. You could see it go after this to ladder the move. It's already laddering it. This could have been a bad exit. Like we don't know yet, right?
No, but that's my question to you. It's laddered from here to here to here.
Yeah.
Why? What's wrong with this as a point that it might retrace that and then continue down?
I think it's going to test a higher range if it does do that. I think it would be testing a much higher range. Right now, simply it's just holding this right here. Like it was holding this, and now it's holding the larger piece of the move back here like this. Right now, it's just holding this against its trend again. So you have one trend that broke here. You have your new trend here that needs to break. So now this is going to be kind of the what defines the move. 7207. Yeah. So the move is breaking down. You can see where it broke its moment of polarity there. Just see what happens here in this next candle.
Just this acuity I have not reached yet.
You'll get there. You'll get there. Really, even you could say like this guy right here can still hold the move through.
That's the last point before failure right down.
Yeah, exactly. It's technically still laddering, and you've already broken one trend. Like, look, you've already broken one trend here. You know, you've already broken one trend. You've created your second trend. You're about to create your third trend. Your third trend is going to be what takes you through the move, right? So wherever that thing goes, you're going to create a third trend here, and that's either
and then you're going to create an uptrend.
Well, you're going to use that trend to decide accumulation or distribution, right? You're going to use that to decide the part of the move. Like you definitely don't want to be in a mid-range short here. So what you entered is what I call a mid-range short. So any short middle piece of the range are impossible to trade. It's not that they're not good entries if this thing dumps, because obviously if you shorted 72.30 and we're down at $6,000, yeah, it's a great short because you could foresight or you could look at that and say, oh, it was only $40 away from the top. But in this moment right now, we're in the middle of a range that's trying to decide accumulation or distribution. So your trade almost has to be, you shorted here and you exited waiting to get another short, or you've shorted here and you've exited waiting to long, because you could also do that. You could also long right here, this trend right here. When we have an accumulation candle close over this, you could long this, right? So if you move up another few dollars here, this could be the moment where you long if it goes into accumulation, or this could be the moment where trend rejects and if it stays red.
But then it's a high risk. Stay away from it.
Well, you're in the middle of the range. So if this breaks up, you're in negative profits. You'd almost rather be long from down here or short from up here, but nothing in between, because the range is so tough to play. This is easy to play, to re-long this, or I guess what would have been the real level here. Let me redraw this. The real level would have been this guy right here, right? Like that's what's holding the whole move up against this, right? So like now, back test trend and move up looks like what might happen here. You almost either want to be long here or still in a short from up here. But being in the middle of the range is so hard to play, because you get into a moment like you were just in where it's like, what do I do? Do I take $10 of profit because this thing's about to move up? Like, you're going to see this thing ramp up here real soon because it's closing an accumulation over its second trend. It already had created the first one, right? Already had created, like, again, think back to cycles, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? It's already created the first one. You've got 12 seconds left in this move, right? You know, how you play these moves in the moment and part of chart architecture. Oh, look, it's green and we're about to close in 3 seconds here. Get ready for a big move up. You see how it just happened right in the last second of the move? And there it goes. You see, because it's creating its third trend now. Now you'd be in a short from 72.30 saying, crap, what do I do? Meanwhile, you could have been in a long from this level down here and been free rolling right now to say, oh, is this thing moving up? You could have been along here and you could have already had another right now close to 20 or 30% profits, like 20% maybe. I'm not sure what that, maybe it's not.
After taking the correct short off the green level,
But this could now theoretically just be holding this hold level still, right? Like this could just be holding this hold level still. We have to see what's happening. So this is where you'd start to go into different time frames to do different types of chart architecture, right? Because
it has gained that small valley.
Yeah, like it hit the break, but it's still technically holding this. Like it's still like ladder. Like technically it's still laddering. Like we clear all this and you can see like ladder, and this is.
You'd like to see it attain that second line there to really say.
So then I would start using stuff like this, like, oh, what is this trend showing us, right? Like I'm sure there's an interior trend there, and what did this show us? This broke down, hit the trend, and it's going to continue pull the move up. You see, but it's all a part of understanding like all the moving pieces. Like you guys have like maybe 25% of the puzzle, right? So when I'm doing chart architecture like this, I can, I know which levels are going to hit and hold and why, right? So like when you see this moment here, it's like, yeah, you might as well be already exited your short in a new long, right? Because look, your entry is already better. So we talked about 72.15 or 16 or wherever you exited your short. If you think it's moving down, you could just re-enter a short here, and you actually just not only made profits to cover your losses if it goes up, but you actually got a better entry. Your entry would have been 72.16 at that moment. Now it's 72.24, right? So you've got profits, you're in a better short. Like it's only a win-win, right? So then now you can start taking 4 and 5 and 6 trades. And you could be in a long right now. And if this thing isn't moving up, you could exit that long in profits and take the new short. So you have like 3 and 4 trades that exist in here as you get better, right?
Yeah. It's happening so quick on the 1 minute, you know.
Yeah, and the 1 minute candle, like the acuity of the
for my brain, it is anyway at the moment.
They're unmatched. You know, here I might even go to a 3 minute and see what's actually happening in this move.
Let's have a look at that.
Just to see, do we have a trend? And we do. So you even have this trend here now like this. You even have this right here to confirm the move, right? Like accumulation to accumulation. You're testing trend right now. You're about to break over it. Glad we exited our short when we did, right? Because you can see where this thing is developing its range, right? You can see where it's developing its range to move up. Now we'd be looking for a short at 72.76 because this thing looks like it's about to fly.
And you'd forget about that blue line because it's already been broken.
Well, the benefit here is you'd be in a long and you could just exit when failure happens. Like you can exit in profits at any point in time here right now. And you could just say, oh, just. The point isn't to be down here holding a long to see some golden 10% moment. The point is to exit here, re-enter here, exit here, re-enter here, exit here, re-enter here, and take all the 40 and 50 trades that happen in between one move. That's I think I've reached the comfort level of doing that on the hourly. So look at this hold level. Shouldn't that have just been exit, right? Because that's the greediest point before the valley. So you know, we talk about greedy points and there's one right there, right? Like look how close that got, right? Like greediest point right here.
And you already have profit. I mean, if you're 100x, you've got profit there right away.
Oh yeah. You've got profit there, and then you've got your trend that can hold against this here, right? So now you've got the next part of the architecture already developed for you. So now you just need to see like, oh, if this holds, we just enter long when the trend breaks. Simple. If not, we enter short because the range is going down and we're polarized, right? So there's like a very clear path of trading here that you develop as you get better and better. And you have to move through time frames to see all this stuff, right? Like this is pretty obvious.
Oh, I do it all the time. I'm going up and down and up and down and up and down the whole time. And I'll change. I do draw 1 minute trends just to watch it. And if it breaks after a couple of minutes, I'll go up to the 3 minute. And if it's turned into a 3 minute, I'll change its color because it's giving me this extra strength, you know?
Yep. You know, and here it's like, I don't know if I short 72.76.
It could be heading on because that weekly is up.
You're pretty close to the range. The problem, there's something bigger going on here. That's the problem. The problem is you're laddering down longer time frame. So I would be looking for the greediest entry
for a short.
So what I would do here is I'd go to the 15-minute charts right now and see what's going on.
Do you see the way there's now about 10 candles hugging that downtrend? Is that not an indicator that we're going over that daily?
No.
Or is it maybe?
No, you have to analyze the local pieces of the move.
Yeah. Of course, a daily downtrend and 8 minutes is nothing. Yeah.
So what I'd do is maybe even go to the 4 hour here.
Let me just get you a look.
You just hit the ladder point actually. Like there is nothing left. We did already do the range on this because you've already been laddering here. So where you are right now is kind of the greediest point before that valley breaks. So actually where you are right now is pretty perfect.
For a short.
Yeah.
It's
really perfect for a long time. I just don't know if I would push it to, like, your choice becomes this. You either push your luck and try to hit that 72.65 level here. I think I might go after that. Push your luck and try to hit that 72.78 level, 75, whatever you have there. I can't quite see it.
I would see.
Go back to your 1 minute charts here for me.
Yeah.
Or even your hourly charts. Maybe the hourly can give us a little more clarity. So zoom out a bit. So let me see the left side of your screen for a minute here. We would like to make this decision relatively quickly. Keep going left. I want to just see if there's any like defining valleys here. Okay, there is. Okay, good. So this is what I would do. Because look, this has already laddered this and this laddered this right here. So
Ah, shit. Sorry.
It's okay. So I'll do that again. This laddered here. This has laddered here. This can't be hit, which means you need to mark that level. So that's like the greediest point where I would take right there. And then what is that price? If it's one of those same prices we looked at, yeah,
72.78.
Yep, that's the greediest point. I would be re-entering short there for sure. 72.78, no doubt in my mind, I'd be entering short there.
Right.
And that's where we actually, and I would front run it a bit, 72.74. 72.74, yeah, something like that, and watch it closely because that's your moment of polarity, right? Like that's your moment of polarity there. That's that. Okay, we're gonna have a move down off of that or a move up because that's either breaking the entire ladder that's happening right now. If you don't respect that level, you're basically you're basically destroying the entirety of the ladder because look, you've got ladder here, ladder here, ladder here, ladder here. This will create your next ladder point out in the future, which is also at trend right now, which makes sense that it's going to reject. So like,
oh, I get what you're saying. Yeah. Ladder out in the future.
Yeah, look,
it has to come back to that. Yes.
So look, you've got this, and then and you can continue. You can still have this ladder happening as long as you don't go over this moment. So yes. All of the stuff after this moment. So from this moment forward, as long as you don't go over this level right here, this little green right there, that's the kind of the greediest point in the move. As long as you don't go over that, you're still technically laddering down on this move.
Yeah.
So it's like pretty perfect. You just have to find the right moment to short here. It's like, okay, it might have passed already, or it might still come. But regardless, we found the levels and they got hit 72.65. Are we going to hit 72.78? Yeah, I would try for it. You already were in one trade and you exited short. I would try for the 72.78 level.
Yeah, and if I don't get it, I don't get it. I still have my money.
You're just not in the trade. It's fine.
Yeah, but you haven't lost money.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We know that you're.
It took me a long time to cop that on. You know that. Like since I started this in December 2018, I've lost about $20,000 because I was just too accepting of it. Fuck, that trade went against you. That trade went against me. It almost put me out of it altogether.
Yeah. So go back in the charts right now. Let's go back to the 1 minute and see what's developing now.
Let's get over here first.
Because you should see a range building upwards to that level. So what I would do is I would mark your 2 accumulation candles here. So that to that, and your hold level like that. So still laddering up in the moves. Yeah, it looks like you're going after 72.78.
That's right. Okay, just take your stuff away now, please.
1, 2, third trend broken. It's laddering up laddered off of this at first, laddered off of this second, ladder off of this third. So you've got like a three, like call this like a 3-piece, like 3 trends are about, the third trend's about to be broken and you've laddered up 3 times inside of a range. So this definitely looks like it's going after 72.78.
We have an uptrend as well then.
Yeah. So really, yeah, you've got that. You've got your level here.
Then trend here. What did it there?
This is kind of like analyzing the range inside of a move. So like deep range diving.
Would you say there?
I would say this one right here.
Okay, I'll just change the color of this for a sec, and then one on the front side. And we'll bring
just because as long as you hold this, it's not breaking the ladder. This is really like as long as we hold this moment. I mean, you could re-enter long again here. I don't know if I would. It's a pretty short trade.
It's too small a time frame for me to be doing that.
It's a pretty short trade, and you got to be Johnny on it. Here, really, you would have been entering 72.15 and exiting at 72.15, right? Like that was this trade. Enter the greedy hold level to see if it can hold the ladder up. And look, you've got the moment right here. It's going to decide what it's doing right now. If your trend on the bottom is accurate, it looked good. Again, I'm not 100% sure if it is, but it looked good. That's kind of that perfect moment, right? Like,
yeah.
But then again, you could lose that trend and just hold your hold level. Really, we're just looking at the top side here to see when.
You see, that's the thing. I watch this a lot, and you've got a whole level that's held once already. You've got a downtrend you're hoping to break, but it could break over here.
Absolutely.
And this might have to go. I see that all the time. Like, you kind of saying, which
You
trend is it?
you
You
could
know,
even
because
still hold this.
there's a hole there holding it down. You know?
You could still even hold this here. You could even come back to this and hold this back here, to be honest with you. And it's holding a pretty good range here. Here's the distribution candle. So if there's going to be distribution, it's going to happen now. If it doesn't happen, it's going to move up.
But what you have here now, we are kind of mid-range here. So you've got the shorts and the longs just not trying to figure out, will they stay or not? What's interesting as well to me is that throughout all of this, you're not paying really much attention to the daily downtrend. You don't care what's going on there.
No, because the downtrends are meant to keep it going in that direction, right? Like that's yeah, they're meant to keep it going in that direction there.
But like the odds are with distribution because of that downtrend.
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah. And there we go.
Yeah, you see, it's just like so obvious every single time. It's so obvious every single time. Really, 72, 76 is your moment of polarity here. That's your moment of polarity. That's the moment on your charts where it's like that's either going to hold the move down or it's going to not be able to hold that 72, 78. Oh no, what was it? 72, 78. Yeah, 72, 78. It's either going to.
It's there. You might be able to see it, that gray 1 hour.
Yeah, and distribute in a big way, or that level's not going to hold, and it's going to break this whole entire ladder that it's for the past few weeks. So,
Right.
So this trend right now that we have will decide it all. You know, personally, what I think is going to happen is that people are going to start to buy this trend break because they think it's the moment, and it's actually going to reject because they think, oh, this is the moment. It's going to bring us 72.59. I could almost see this if this breaks 72.50. If this breaks, I could see it going straight up to 7,900. To be honest, because there's a range inside of there that's super greedy. It's 7,900. So you might see like it's that moment, right, where it's defining everything that's been developing. It's polarity.
Yeah. I need to be very, very attentive then on the 72, 78.
Yep. You just back tested trend here to move up. So you broke over top of trend, back tested and held the trend. Now you're looking to possibly break up over top of this trend now. So now you're looking at a move up here probably. You just back tested the trend. You broke over top of it. You haven't hard closed yet. Back test trend. Trend back test becomes perfect entry for longs. Now you've got the move up is about to happen off of that, right? Because now you're hard closing that trend for the first time. What do you have? 10 seconds here?
Yes, this is a hard close. Of course it is. Yeah. 1 second. There it is.
Might even adapt my trend out here.
Hmm?
I would adapt my trend to that hard close just to see the final moment.
Oh, yeah.
That's going to kind of be your final moment right there. Break over that and you're gone because you've already hard closed the third trend. You've already back tested your trend. Now the uptrend has to hold. So like it's all very straightforward on the charts. Not really straightforward. I mean, it takes time to get to this point, but
It's all very straightforward.
it's very predictable once you understand. I guess that's the way
Yes.
to say it.
Yeah,
Very highly
it's
predictable.
not straightforward, Cotton. Not fucking straightforward.
No. But if it was straightforward, it would just be a constant fountain of money, right? So kind of the payoff, I suppose, to our labor here.